Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. How are you? And today I'm going to come up with another the interesting and important topic in Angular 18 version, that is standalone components. Of course, nowadays, in every Angular project, we are come across the uses of the standalone components is getting more popular. Of course, this feature was introduced a couple of versions back, but now after Angular 18, standalone components are become more popular. So today we are going to discuss about this wonderful feature which is added in Angular 18. So let us move forward. And what are the changes that are happens? And if you want to make use of Angular standalone components, and what are the things that we should be take care? What is the benefits of standalone components? Any syntactical changes? Okay, these are all several areas with the couple of examples that we are going to discuss in this video. So let us move forward. So what exactly these standalone components? So according to the current version, if anyone want to create a components in Angular project, there are two different options are available. Maybe if you are working in the old versions, maybe you come across only one option, but according to the Angular 18, so we have two options to create components. So one is a standalone components, the latest feature, and another one is the old model of ng module. So involving components along with ng module. So there's two options. Of course, in this video, we are primarily concentrate on the latest feature of the Angular, that is a standalone components. So what exactly the standalone components? So basically standalone components is like the independent component without having any dependency on other modules or other programming elements. So standalone components is a new type of components in Angular, and this you no need to declare in the ng module. Maybe if you are new to the Angular, maybe this statement is a little bit confusing for you who are already working in Angular or who knows Angular. They may be aware of this ng module, but you guys, if you are new to Angular, no need to worry about that. So this is the previous version feature. So usually the component should be declared inside the inside ng module. So there are few components that we can, these standalone components can be used directly in the templates of another component without being part of the ng module. So you no need to declare inside the ng module. Directly we can use in one component in another component. So that is the primary advantage of this. And also we'll see some more important benefits of the standalone components. Number one, simplified code. The coding is easy and simplified. No need to involve the ng modules. Yes, directly we can reuse without modules involvement. And for lazy loading, so while we are working with the routing concept, lazy loading is one of the important feature. So in our upcoming videos, I'm going to make a separate video for the lazy loading. Okay, but this is a standalone components is easy for the lazy loading, and comparatively will have the better performance because we no need to import the modules for entire project for every component, whatever its dependencies. So it just including those dependencies, and components works as an independent. So it is easy for testing. Okay. And these are all basically the key benefits of the standalone components. Now, let us move forward. How can you create a project in with the standalone components? So as per this, in the latest version, by default, when you create a new project, so here is Angular CLI command, ng new my project. Okay, by default, so in Angular 18 version, by default, the components are standalone components. In case if anyone want that old model, so you need to disable this feature by adding this flag while creating the new project. So ng new project and specify the flag standalone equal to false. But in this latest version, the default option is true. By default, it is a standalone components only. So I'm creating one new project. So ng new my project. Yes, yes, I'm using regular CSS and SSR not required. Yeah, so this will take a couple of seconds. In the meanwhile, we'll just see what are the key changes that are happens in the standalone components. How can you recognize the standalone components by seeing the definition? So let us move forward. So this slide will give some info regarding that. So in general, in the old versions, the ng module components does not having this particular property called a standalone colon true. So in component metadata, so we supposed to specify the standalone colon true, and the standalone option, we have to make it true. So that is, indicates that your component is a standalone components. And another important thing is, so whatever the components or the modules or anything that you want to use, you have to import in the import section. Okay, it's not at its application level rather than it's a component level. So your component should be responsible for importing the required items. Say for example, if you want to use ng for ng, if ng switch, the common directives, so you should import the common module. Okay, so we have to import the common module inside imports like that HTTP client. So whatever you are using those required directives or other components should be imports. So yeah, my project is ready and we can go to the project folder and execute ngs-o. It starts the Angular server and open the result in the browser window. So the default port number is localhost 4200. Yes, here is my project which is running now. Okay, cool. So now let us move forward and we'll see what are the changes that are happens in the file structure. So here is my project. I'm going to open with VS Code and we'll check the changes which are happens in the app component. So if you open the project, there is a folder called source src inside the app folder, and inside you can see some changes here. Compared with old version, you may not find the app module file here. Okay, app routes file is okay, but app module file will not be there. There is a new file called appconfig.ts, the application level configurations. Okay, and in old version, so it is a app module.ts and routing module.ts, but in this latest version, you can experience this appconfig.ts and app.routes.ts. Okay, these two are the new file names. Routes file name is renamed and app module is eliminated, and another new file app config was there. Okay, so anyway, we are going to focus on the app component. So look at that app component.ts, and here is my app component.ts. So yeah, just focus on line number 6 and 7. Okay, standalone components. Standalone is true. Of course, by default, it is auto-generated. No need to add manually. And imports and the router outlet. This is a default directive which is already used in this particular HTML file. It's a default content, the router outlet for the navigation purpose, so which is there. Okay, for the navigation aspects, yes, this router outlet was introduced. Okay, so now we'll take the control. Okay, and I'm trying to delete the default content, and I'm going to add my own content here. So yes, standalone components in Angular 18. A simple message. I'm not going to add much content here. Just simple hello world. Okay, yes, yeah, cool. My component is working. Okay, so we'll try to find out and observe a few more changes. Okay, so this is just how we can create Angular project. So with the standalone is the default option. Okay, right. Now, one of the major thing is how can we use, how to add new components, how to access one component to another component. So these are all the main features like, standalone components. What is the approach that we are, involved? So let us see adding the new components. Okay, so most of the concepts does not change. It just simplified the syntax, very few minimal changes. Okay, so let us see how to add a new project, a new component. Okay, let me open my project folder in another command prompt. And here I'm just adding, of course, you can add in the VS Code itself in the terminal. Okay, yeah, ng generate C. And I'm adding one component called department list. I just want to demonstrate that, how to make use of common modules in this example. Okay, yes, look at here. My project is having another component called department list component. So if you open, you can see app.department list. So now, when I open my browser window, I'm not seeing any information regarding department list component. Okay, so we supposed to use it in the inside of app component. So we can go here, app department list. Okay. So whenever you do this, okay, and try to open, so you can expect some error message here. App.department list is not noun element. Yes, this is an expected error. So whenever you are importing or when you try to access this tag or a selector, automatically the corresponding component is imported in app component.ts. You can see here department list.component. So it is auto-generated. Okay. So whenever you try to access this one component in another component, so automatically it will be imported. Okay. Now, so what I'm doing is I'll try to remove this department list component. Okay. Yes, I'm removing it. And now once again, I'm trying to type it. Please observe. So app-department list. Okay. Just press enter. Okay. It's automatically one statement which is added in my app component.ts. Only thing is we just save the file. So that is enough. The rest of the things will done automatically. And now you can go to the browser and you'll see the department list works. Yes, cool. So this is how you can access one component in another component. Okay. Now let me add the few content in this department list component. So in this example, I'm going to show you how to display the array of objects uh, in this presentation part. Okay. So in department list component, I'm taking departments array. So yes, here is my departments array, which contains department name, accounts, the location, department name, and department number. And this data I'm going to present in the HTML file and come to our design. And so this is my H3 department list. Okay. Or you can say all department details here. Okay. And here I'm just taking a table tag. Inside the table, we just want to iterate it. Of course, first row is a header row. Okay, this does not require anything. Just we can say department number. So similarly, I'm going to add a couple of other columns as well. So to speed up our logic, just a static code added the header row. Now, main thing is, so we need to concentrate on the data row. So the data row, we supposed to repeat for the array. So in Angular, so in order to address this, so to iterate that data or arrays in the template, so we have to use a directive called ng for. Okay, so we can directly use this. Let item of, so we can say departments array. Now let me add one data row, data column. So table data, and this is Angular expression and item dot department number. Okay, in the same way, you can add the rest of the properties. So please take care about the spellings and the casings, which should be matching with the data. Okay, right. Now let me open this in the browser window. Okay, nothing happens. I'm getting some warning message here. Please observe the ng for directive was used in the template, but it's neither part of ng directive or nor common modules are imported. So it's a noun error. So in old versions, usually we're supposed to import these modules in the application level, but here in standalone components, your component should be responsible for this. Okay, this is expected error, so don't worry. Go to your department's component and try to import a common module. Okay, so common module is a module where all the basic directives are available, like ng for, ng if, Okay, ng switch. So these are all default items. Now, if you open the browser window, and yes, let me just save this document and restart this project. One sec. Yeah. So here is my table, departments table. Of course, there is no border. So let me add some border and width. Okay. Yeah, just simple design. Okay. If changes are not reflected, just try to, restart the browser. Yes. Now my department details are included. Okay. Yes. So this is how the way how you are importing and using the components. So if you want to import, so first you have to create a component and so import in your other component just in the import section. Okay. So in any component you want to use in another component, this is a approach that we have to follow. Okay. So this is the few changes which are happen. So accordingly, there is a routing changes are there and service usage changes are there. Okay, these are all different changes that are happens in the very syntactical changes. Conceptually, it will be the same. Okay, only few syntactical changes. In my upcoming videos, I'm going to address the rest of the key features and the changes with respect to standalone components. I hope this video is very much helpful to you. And if you really like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, please check the description and watch my channel for further videos and the previous videos in Angular 8 and other different topics of the front-end technologies. Thank you and see you in another video. Bye-bye.